You know, I really enjoy being kind. I enjoy being generous. I enjoy giving things to other people. I um I don't think I do it out of any sense of giving to get or hoping I'll get some sort of um payback. I don't generally give with strings attached, but sometimes I actually give, and I think it's actually to my detriment. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes I feel that I'm ripped off by some people. They take, but they don't give anything back. And I know in the Bible, in Acts, it says that it's more blessed to give than to receive. But I also think giving back really helps, and it's an act of really, I suppose, what God is like is that God gives, God receives. And I think of an organisation that I've been financially supporting for many years, actually, but not once have I received an email, a note, or even an update to how this particular ministry is using my particular little gift. So I stopped the automatic payment the other day. I felt that they had basically intruded into my bank account enough, and now it was time to end the relationship. And I often think of the story of Jesus healing those 10 lepers, and there's these 10 lepers. Jesus came and he healed them, and off they all went, except for one. One came back and gave him thanks. And like when I was a kid, or when I was raising my kids, and probably if you've got children, you've probably done the same, is that when somebody gives them something, no matter how big or small, you say thank you. It's just normal, polite kindness and human connectedness. And I think a gift, especially what Jesus gave to those 10 lepers, with such a stigmatizing illness as leprosy, is worthy of the return gift of saying thank you, of being generous, of acknowledging it. So I'm drawing a line. I'm raising a fence and I'm building a wall. And if you're on YouTube, you're watching it, I'm actually I'm actually just going to pick up a brick here. Hold on, you'll be able to see it. Here it is. I'm building a line. I'm building a brick. I'm building a wall. I'll just put this down because it's kind of heavy. Now, it may not be so much a physical wall with a brick, but I'm building a line around my life. My worth and my value has a finite to it. Okay, there is limits. I have only limited money, time, resources, so I am going to give them to those who actually truly appreciate their value. And that's maybe why Jesus um, had fully divine, fully human, yet gave his deepest into me see into very, very few. James, Peter, John, Mary, and Martha were probably the only ones that really got to get deeply to see what was going on in his life. Jesus had boundary lines. Do you have lines? Do you have fences, walls, boundaries to some, but not so much for others? And what makes the difference? One of the stories in the Bible that really jumped out at me quite a few years ago and really came alive to me was the story about Nehemiah. Um, and it's about, I always looked at that story, oh, this is a story about leadership. It's actually a story about rebuilding, recovery, restoring, re-establishing oneself. And it's the story of the people of Jerusalem, how they had, uh, the, in 586 BC, the Babylonians came in and sieged the city and destroyed the walls and took people away to captivity. And now they were coming back, and they needed a wall. They needed some protection. They needed to say, this is who we are, this is who we're not. And so they started to build a wall under the direct leadership of Nehemiah. And that wall defined them as a group of people. This is the people of Jerusalem. This is who we are. And Nehemiah steps up to and leads them in what I call and next to them movement of reconstruction. And I'm going to read a passage. Oh no, I won't. But Nehemiah 3:6-10. There's a list of all these people, and I can imagine them. So I'll read a couple of them. Next to them, Uzziel, son of Haraniah, one of the goldsmiths, made repairs. Next to him, Hananiah, one of the perfumers, made repairs, and they restored Jerusalem as far as the broad gate. Next to them, and it's got all these lists of next to them, next to them, next to them, next to them, next to them. And I can imagine like the whole wall having all these next to them relationships, building the identity of Jerusalem as a place. And I can see it as like a community effort, as I'm going to help you define who you are, and you're going to help me define who I am. We're going to do this as a community effort. Now, it's such an amazing story. I actually wrote a book about it. And I can imagine, you know, building boundaries, what I learned from that, building boundaries, good solid ones, comes from the support of others. So someone saying, can you hand me that brick over there? Hand me that stone. Can you help me carry this one? It's really heavy. This one doesn't quite fit. What do you think? And that everybody's working together to form the boundary of that identity. Building boundaries takes time and effort. And the story's got so much wisdom in it for boundary builders, or build us as we build our own boundaries in our life today. And I wrote a book called Broken to Build. It's a devotional journey, 31 days, looking through these chapters about Nehemiah. And if you want a copy, just come over to the website, follow the link, and you'll read this particular post. Some walls I have found actually have to be deconstructed before they can be rebuilt into something better. And I think of the people that I have talked with who have had like really defensive walls to anybody, even safe people looking into me see. And over time, the walls they've constructed and had to maintain with a lot of unnatural energy have become more like a prison cell than an invitation to enjoy. As they and I look at that wall, we see the wall doesn't need to be so high, that it doesn't need to be lined with so much razor wire, and the guard dogs can be muzzled. That there are safe people and there is kindness out there. But these walls take careful, gentle time to deconstruct and reconstruct. The wall actually creates a door, and the door is open to a chosen few. And I think Jesus knocks on that door, enters, enjoys hospitality. I wrote a poem. It's called Building a Wall. I'm building a wall. I'm restoring the line, rebuilding the wall, recovering stones, burnt, bruised, forlorn. They crushed the wall, destroyed what was there. It may have been small, now time to mend. I'm marking a line. This is me, this is you. I'm rebuilding from inside, discovering what is true. I rebuild with friends. They hand me some stones, one day at a time. In this task, I'm not alone. I have an inner beauty, trampled by dirty feet. But each day I feel I'm being washed. God's water, oh so sweet. I have a purpose, I have a dream. Inner strength is growing, newness coming into me. I build a boundary, I create a wall. Something to be protected, something to be restored. Some can come inside, some most definitely not. I pick and choose those who enter. Bullies will no longer squat. Into me see is not for all. For some, I will definitely close the door. I scratch a line, I'll find some stones. I build a barrier, making me at home. If something in this particular YouTube video or podcast has spoken to you and want to talk to me, please email me, barry@turningthepage.co.nz. In about a week's time, I'm going to be doing a little class about lines, about boundaries. It's the cost of it's a donation, and if you want to learn more, then come over and join the email list. That's probably the best thing to do because I'll be sending out emails about it. And get on my email list, and I'll send you out an email about the details. It's a donation, so it's a minimum $3 donation. And so I'd love to hear from you because I think this could actually speak to a lot of people. A lot of people need to hear that it's okay to have walls, to have boundaries, to have lines. Okay, thanks. Bye.